That's my neighbor.
Okay. You up?
Yeah.
Yeah. When that pops up, just go ahead and just close this because otherwise you'll be talking to yourself. Just go ahead and do that real quick. And you should be good to go.
Perfect. Thank you.
You live on YouTube this time.
Yep.
What's up? How y'all doing?
Hey.
It's all right.
Okay. I don't know when to start, but let me know when we can start.
All right, so when Alex gets back, I'm gonna wait just a few more minutes and then I'm gonna get up. You know, I'll open up with a prayer and kind of go around and then I can just call you up.
Perfect.
So, yeah. You can just relax your feet if you want. Nervous?
I keep on drinking my coffee.
Oh, that's what you like.
I'm excited and nervous, you know. I was thinking I wanted to create a PowerPoint and all of that, and I was like, I want this to actually be fun. So I want to go every single step with, you know, everybody. And I feel it's gonna make more sense. It's gonna be more fun. So
Would notes be okay? You got the actual notepad.
okay.
Notes.
Yeah. That's what it is, just fine. We create the website today.
Crazy website?
Yeah.
How's your brother?
Not checked on them, to be honest.
Okay.
I checked on my other one. Got some good beats.
Oh, really?
Younger one.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nah, he should be good though. He was,
Okay.
I can't remember exactly the name of that thing. I just laughed at him.
You say you just laughed at him? Yeah. Oh, wow.
He'll be all right.
What a brother. What a brother.
I don't laugh at him. He's pretty old.
All right, fellas, we're gonna go ahead and get started. Thank you all for being here this morning. Once again, another wonderful Saturday morning. Your Huskers get a break from getting beat up on.
I get a break too.
You sure about that? Because you know that team, that bye team is pretty tough too. They say.
Let's go Reds.
We've seen teams lose to bye too. You know.
Oh, yeah. But yeah, we all need a little break there. So, most definitely, Everybody good? Everybody good?
So far.
All right, you'll get there. Chris brought some bagels for y'all. Look, I know that's what y'all are looking for.
Right?
Come on, bro.
Come on.
Oh, see, the party ain't started until Chris get here.
We good now.
Right. Oh, man. Y'all go ahead and get your donuts. While you're doing that, I'll keep going here. So what we're going to have this morning is, of course, we're going to open up with prayer and then just have a little round discussion, a brief round discussion. And Patrick, I most definitely want you all to hear what Patrick has. He's going to do a little presentation, kind of give you guys something else to dive, taste a little bit. And as you go forward, that may be something else that you may be interested into diving into as well. Alex, I want to thank you again for being here and facilitating the classes. I do want to let you all know that there's some big things that's about to happen. And I really do pray and hope, I'm not even going to say that. There is some great things that's about to happen. And you all are going to be a part of it. I'll say it like that. All right. So when I pull, I'm pulling y'all with me. Okay. Let's see here. So I'll pray. Father, before we ask of anything, we first want to say thank you for your grace and your mercy. We thank you for your love and your kindness. But Father, we thank you for this new day that you've allowed us to see. Father, we ask that you open up our understanding, help us to stay alert. Lord, we pray against any distraction may come against. Lord, you know what we are desiring to do, and you know what we're trying to do. We thank you for our family and our future being in your hand and preparing us to walk that out. In your son's name, amen.
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 All right. Jalen, what's up, man? How's work and school?
Good.
Good? Okay, we're glad to see you here, man. We're glad to see you here. Last week, we figured he's like,
You were sleeping more.
man, we was calling on you. Yeah, we was. Yeah, we was.
Sleeping home.
I was in my bed, so I probably was.
See?
I was awake.
It's all good, man. It's good. Right. It's good. It's good. I'm glad that you're here, okay? Keep pressing on. You guys, this is Jalen's last year in high school, so throughout the time that we're here, you have a moment to encourage him and little things like that from your experience from graduating to where you're at now in life. Always drop a little nugget, something to help him to hold on. All right. So whatever direction you decide to go after this, but after you graduate, we want you to know that you got some brothers here that's going to continue to encourage you, okay? All right. Curtis, what's up, sir?
Same old.
Oh, boy.
Working and doing the dad stuff. That's it.
Okay.
That's all I really do.
It is.
My daughter is trying to walk on her own. Pretty cool. She'll like grab my finger, we'll walk across the floor, and she'll turn around, grab it again, walk across again. So maybe at some point this weekend, hopefully something crazy happens and she just gets up and starts going on her own. But other than that, it's pretty good.
Okay.
Can't really complain that much.
That's what's up. How, now did your mom say anything about getting her some flat shoes? You should get her some flat shoes because it'll help with her balance.
Our bottom ones.
Yeah.
Bottom ones.
Yeah.
I got her some Adidas.
Yeah, don't put them, she could wear them, but I wouldn't have her practice walking around in them. Just get some flat shoes because it'll help her keep her toes. Because the babies, when they walk, they have their toes curled. But it helps them keep their toes out, but also help them with that balance.
I don't even know anything about that. I'll have to think about it.
Okay.
I'll probably grab me some today.
It's not expensive at all, but yeah. There he is. How you doing, man?
I'm sorry, adding something to Curtis's way. He got a resume written, so that's
That's what's up, Curtis.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Mr. Darius, glad to see you here, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah, I am. God, man, that's what I'm, see, let me tell you, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about, a brother that got him. You know what I'm saying? He said he couldn't make it, I said, I got you, where you at? That's what's up.
It's just frustrating. So,
You good though.
yeah, all good.
Go ahead.
It's just frustrating. So, like, I got stuff that I do, and now I don't know what's wrong with my phone. So,
Yeah. Yeah. It's called life and we gotta work through it, problem solve. Do what you can do, what you can't do, you know, pray about it and you'll get that direction. Or, you know, not be afraid to ask for some guidance too or help.
yeah, no, yeah, shoot.
All right, so work is good though, right?
Yeah, busy week. Had that meeting as well, where I had to help support you. That worked well.
Excellent.
So, yeah, just been a long week. Seems like it's about to be a long week. So, me trying to feel like fun today. I know he said he'll help me see if I got a job and see if it's a kind of issue.
Okay. I'm glad things it's still early. You're
Yeah,
still
no,
moving.
I'm not going up or down about it.
Yes.
It's a double.
Yeah, of course it is.
Yeah.
But I'm glad that things worked out for you in your meeting, because I know that's one thing you was telling us
Yeah.
you were nervous about. So, Mr. Galat, thank you once again, sir. Tell us what's up with you.
You know, this week actually been pretty smooth. It kind of went fast. Didn't think about it. I was like, man, it's already Friday.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you got a chance to go speak with my kids. Other than that, not a whole lot been going on. My kids and the rest of it. So,
Oh, really?
yeah. But I'm pretty sure you guys heard there was a 11-year-old and 14-year-old who were driving from Lincoln to guns on the car, as well as the 11-year-old was driving. So he, you know, with the law, he can't technically be put in DUI yet. So
Yeah.
he lucky, but they're releasing back home. So the thing is, those two kids, the older ones, now they're gone. It seemed like he's alive with it. When I went home to talk with him, he was actually willing. Maybe he didn't realize what he did was stupid. So, so he was, because I told him, hey, I'm gonna come pick you up and we'll go grab something. And he was like, yeah. Usually he was just talking on it.
That's good.
Maybe it could be good enough.
Yeah. That's what's up, man.
We'll see. Other than that, I think this was smooth. You know, just running my little sister back and forth from volleyball games.
Right. That's what's up.
Trying to catch up to y'all status.
Oh, man. It's a work in progress, and it's a journey, brother. So don't try to catch up. Just you got to run your own race.
No, the good thing is she's 12, so I don't have to do a whole lot of parenting.
There you
You
go.
know, I can leave her at home, give her a few food.
Yeah. That's it. That's it.
Check on her, see how she's going on that. We're going bed.
Right. She got her phone.
I do have, no, it's not on, but it's just using Wi-Fi.
Okay.
I mean, she's 12.
Okay.
I'm not trying to give her that access, like
Yeah.
all these kids do.
Mm-hmm.
No, I don't want her on TikTok. I mean, I'm not trying to be control freak, but a lot of the stuff they're learning is nothing.
Exactly.
It's wasteful, man.
Mm-hmm.
I wish I would have known, because all I did was know the kids playing video games. That's wasting my time.
Man.
It's fun.
Yeah.
At the same time, now what?
Man. That's what's up, man. Good leader. Good leader. That's what's up. Mr. Chris, welcome back. How you doing?
Thank you. I'm well. Sorry I missed last week. It was my brother's wedding. My brother got married in Dallas last week, had a blast down there, and got back Monday. And in the thick of it, it never stops.
Right.
Good stuff, great stuff. We got a few people's jobs this week. 3 people got new help desk jobs this week, which is awesome.
That's what's up.
But then embroiled in a big negotiation right now. One of my clients wants me to drop my rates by 50% out of the blue in the middle of a work shortage.
Wow.
So it's been interesting going back to CIOs and soul searching and what do we do and how do we do it. It's been stressful, but a learning experience for sure. So
Man,
All fun, it's been a crazy week.
You want to drop by 50? Like 50%?
Yeah, they said, hey, we want to cut your rates by 50% because some of our other vendors said that they could. So we want to do that for you too, which is just a toy, I think.
yeah.
We're calling their bluff. We'll see though. I might get kicked out. I might not. We'll find out.
Hey, we know you got it. We know you got it.
We'll work out tomorrow.
Yeah. Hey, Alex.
Yes, sir.
I want to give you a minute. So are you okay if I could let you, when you come up and do your, when you start the session, you can kind of share, tell us how you think it's going with you?
Yeah.
Okay, you good with that?
Yeah.
All right. And the same for you, Patrick. All right. So I got a couple announcements for you. One, most of y'all don't know, not Alex Alex did encourage me and help me out. So I applied for a different job. And it's an internal, and it's a, I would say it's like, it's for me, it's entry level. So it's the entry level help desk. So I'll be going to, going actually to different areas and setting up their computers or setting up their emails and printers. I'll be doing all of that. So am I excited? I'm excited because I can continue to be mobile. I can continue to keep moving like I want to, but yet the other part of it is that I don't have to leave this agency that I'm with to build my areas, my skill set in this area. So I can keep, what I'm saying? I can stay there. I don't have to go and get new benefits and do all the 401k. I mean, I can stay here and start building up that. So that's pretty exciting. It did bump my pay up just slightly. Yeah. Am I grateful? Yes. Yes. Man, let me tell you, I said just a little bit. I could go say, fill it up now. Man, that's better than $15 on pump 5. Man.
Gas prices going up.
That was pretty painful this morning.
Man.
Oh, man. I love you now. So
Man.
hey, there's this app which a friend of mine sent me it's called Get Outside. And I think you just go to the pump and you just put in your information every time you get like money back. Like right now I'm at $9.14. Every time you're filling gas, I mean you're doing it anyway. So I'm like,
Wow.
Get outside.
Yeah.
That's what's up, man.
I don't know.
Yeah, you're gonna have to tell us that again.
I don't know a whole lot, so I'm in right now the process of it one pump.
That's what's up. So other than that, I most definitely wanted to share that with you all. And also Chris, Alex, and Patrick, starting in January, I'll say January, we're gonna start another intro to IT class. And the location will be downtown. And that's in conjunction with Emerging Ladies Academy. I don't know if you know Tiffany Gamble.
Yep.
And it's also with Metro. So Metro has written a grant for us to be able to keep doing what we're doing here. So I'm going to ask you guys too, you guys have been through this, to come in and kind of talk and share your experience as well. All right. So that's one part of it. The other part of it is Capstone would like for me to continue on and offer another class. So, which I'm excited about. So I'll have 2 classes going. And right now I'm just debating if I should continue to do intro to IT with Capstone, or if I should I'm considering doing cybersecurity. So that's where I want to go because nobody else is doing it right now, but I know it's needed, so I know that's what's going on the East Coast and the West Coast. And so, of course, it's going to everything funnel into the middle, but I want to make sure that other individuals have that skill set and understanding so they can at least, still have an advantage, Those are the 2 major big things that's happening. Starting in November as well, from November through December, Cold Black, I'm going to have a giving campaign. So I'm going to be sending you all out an email. Basically, the goal is Cold Black is trying to raise $75,000 by the end of the year so that I can continue to keep offering these programs for next year and be able to support instructors that's going to help me, to facilitate this. So I want to keep it going. I need to keep it going. You all have helped Code Black get the recognition or getting noticed as to what we're doing because you all have been here. All right, because of your consistency and your faithfulness and your dedication to not just want to better yourself and your family, but because you decided to do that, you're also helping us out to keep helping other individuals such as yourself. All right. So as it has always been mentioned, that there are very many avenues that you could go in technology. All right. But the key is getting you guys that foundation so that you can build on that. All right. So what I really need you all to do though is I'm also going to send you out an email. If you have not gone to the website and entered the information in as a member, I need you to do that. I need you to do that because I have a roster of individuals. When I start doing events, I want to be able to say, here are my members. Okay. My members get in free. Okay. Those who have not identified themselves as members, they will have to pay. And so, like I said, the funding really is always going to go back to supporting the programs and what we're doing. All right. So with that being said, yes, sir.
What website you talking about?
Code Black Tech. So, yeah, if you guys just do that, that'll help me out. I'll also keep you guys informed as to other things that's going on. So with that, I'm going to move out the way here, and Patrick is going to come up and kind of present with us. And after Patrick, we're going to have like a maybe 5-10 minute break, and then we'll be in Alex's hands. I'm going to be in and out because there's a couple of meetings I need to attend. So if you guys see me going back and forth out, that's what I'm taking care of. So I don't want to distract you guys, but that's what's going on. All right, everybody good? Chris, thanks for the bagels and the drinks, man.
All good?
Yes, sir. All right, Mr. Patrick, we're in your hands.
Yeah, all right. Thank you, sir. How long do I have? It's almost 10, okay, 9:45.
You take all the time you need.
Okay. Okay, good morning, everyone. I just want to say that what we're going to talk about, the hands-on we're going to do right now, it will not be technical. I'll be speaking English. I mean, close to English, but not any, I'm going to try to stay away from technical terms so that we can all understand and move together. So we're going to just do it all together. And I think it's going to be good. So before I start, I just wanted to give you a quick background of myself. So I'm from Africa. Came here a few years ago, and you can't tell I'm from Africa, I know. You're gonna get me good started now. So definitely Africa is big. So let me see, the true size of Africa. So I'm from Burkina Faso, which is in West Africa, but I don't know if you all can see, but for some reasons, if you look at Africa, you see the maroon or whatever brown here. This is the United States inside of Africa. Wow. So you see how tiny the US is if you wanna compare to Africa. This is China, this is Eastern Europe, this is India, and so on. But if you go and look at the map. So this can be your homework today. So if you look at the map, you would wonder how the map was made, because this is Africa. It seems like it's almost the size of the United States, but whatever. But to me, it should be bigger than that. Anyways, you see, you got me off track now. So the point I was trying to get at by saying I'm from Africa is that I came here not speaking English. That's, if you want to succeed in a country, you gotta speak their language at least, right? I came with a college degree, but when I came here, they did not recognize it. My country is a French colony, used to be a French colony. So everything that we do is in French. So my diplomas and everything is in French. Got here and they said, we don't recognize it. You gotta start from scratch like you just started from high school. And even before then, you gotta learn English first. So, I think I said it one time. Some people say that they started from the bottom, but I felt like I started below the bottom. You know what I mean? But fast forward, it didn't, it was hard, very hard, but it didn't stop me. I kept on going through whatever they threw at me. And, looking back, I think that my efforts have paid off. So I'm saying that just to tell you that whatever situation you feel like right now, know that it's not, it's not, you are not bound to staying there. It only takes your dedication, your willingness, and your efforts for you to get to where you want to go. So don't let anything stop you. Don't let anybody tell you that, you can't do this or you can't be that. It only takes your decision to get to where you want to be. And this morning, I wanted to, my presentation, it's not a presentation, but I wanted to show some coding that, we can do together. Many times when I say I'm a developer, people say, oh, you are smart. Or, they say something about, me being special or whatever. The message that I have today for you is that anybody can learn to become a programmer. It's something that you can learn. You are not born with it, or it doesn't take someone who is just so good at math to be a programmer. It just takes you wanting to learn, and then you can become a programmer. So this morning I want to start from what I think is probably the beginning or what you need to do, or one of the things you need to do to start programming. So I want us to do it together. And like I said, I'm going to try to not use simple words that we can understand, and then we will do it together. So everybody at the end should actually have a web page that they created from their own. So we're going to do it together. So if you can pull up Notepad, I think most Windows have Notepad. Just pull up a Notepad and let me know if you have it open. And then you will also need to open your browser. Google is fine, whichever you want to. And in your browser, let's try to type in the same words so that you can have the same results. So type in HTML5 index template. Can you see the screen fine? I can make it bigger too. So is this any better? Maybe I can zoom a bit. Good enough? Okay. So let's take just the first link there. So looks like HTML5. Yep. Let's see. Okay. Everybody on the same page? It looks like you need to scroll down to the bottom. I want you to be able to find this section of the page. I guess the title is the complete HTML5 boilerplate. Everybody there? Jalen, you good? All right, so if you get there, just copy this. So basically, you copy this code there. I'll go through it shortly, and just paste it into your Notepad.
Want the complete boilerplate?
Yep. It should. Yep. So starting from this line all the way to HTML. Is there anybody on Zoom? I could maybe paste it there if need be.
You might want to share your desktop too.
Oh,
I'm just.
Maybe just go to Zoom.
awesome.
He said she.
No, not that one.
I don't think we have any.
You have to make your window a little bit bigger. This one right here.
So if you are waiting, maybe go ahead and create just a folder somewhere where we're gonna be saving our files into, so you know that we're working in that folder. So you can make a folder called code black, and then just we will save that file that we're trying to create into that folder. So so you're supposed to copy this code, right? And then you go to your notepad, paste it in there, do save as. I am going to save mine just on the desktop. I'll clean it up later on, but for now, you can do index.html. So HTML. So I'll leave that there for you to see if you need to. But basically paste what we copied in the notepad and save it, and you call it index.html.
Yeah, I see.
Perfect. So, yeah. So if everybody has saved it, index.html, now go to where you saved it. You should see a similar file like you can say man in the, so depending on what your browser is, you will see either a Chrome icon, but it should say index. Do you see an index in whatever location you saved it? Just double click it. It should just be empty, blank or whatever. Everybody's there? So you ask, yes, go ahead.
I think you guys covered
Yeah, I think a note. Oh no. So is this a Surface or what is it? Is it a Mac? No. It's Apple. Oh man. Yeah, most of them not gonna do it for you. Do you have access to your VM or anything like that?
I do, it's just messy. We'll find you some Mac.
Accurate.
We got to solve. We
got a
got
problem. Thank you.
Situation. Right?
Yeah.
Pleasure. No.
No.
I saved it.
There you go.
It's on.
Yep.
Yeah, I saved it.
Yeah, okay, yeah, save, yeah. And call it index.html. And save it inside whichever folder you created for the class or whatever. If not, oh, okay. So let's go. Can you minimize the just count? Right click there. Code, whatever that's not.
But you say you can do it on the desktop and see it.
Okay, one thing.
No, that's a good one.
So go to your folder, the folder.
Did you say it on the desktop or did you say there's a code black thing?
Code black folder, but I say the folder.
Yeah, on the desktop?
Or you can do that to the actually already should do it there, but so I'll click on for the index that it should.
He said it's gonna be a blank.
Lowercase.
Yeah. But it's not, it's the.
Oh, that's what you got right here. Oh, here's actually.
Sure. Yeah, so actually, double click on the file to show on this page.
You said double click the file.
To the file, yeah.
You wanna change the name?
Let's go to
Does it say the .html? HTML? Instead of .text?
actually choose it. Cancel it. Use Explorer.
There you go. Thank you.
I just have, the capital W, guest. Hold on a second.
Yes, it's 32. So it's
Password is capital B, lowercase I-E.
B lowercase I-E.
Yes. The number 8.
Oh, okay. Good.
And,
Give me 1 second. I already have it. So this was it. And then.
oh, excuse me.
The
The password is capital B, lowercase A-N.
Perfect.
The number 8, B-I-E, all lowercase.
We live, baby.
That's perfect.
Are you coming, David?
It is fine.
Huh?
It is fine now. Perfect.
Really?
Double click on
Okay,
it.
hold on. I know what happened.
I don't know what it was.
That's good. That's good. That's perfect.
So that is,
Oh, you guys, keep your shout out. There is. Okay.
What's up?
You guys, I think because you logged in, he got logged out, right?
yeah, but I'm going to give him another,
Okay.
so he can.
Okay, so let's keep going. I'm sure you can.
That could be why all your notes and stuff is up on you.
Anyway, so
I was saying, man, somebody already started.
is there any way you could keep your notepad open and also, have your, do you all have this blank background? Or, okay. So I want you to look at the HTML code or whatever, the HTML. So basically when you want to create a web page, there is this code that you can grab from anywhere. You don't need to know what's going on. So basically what matters, what you see on your web page that is blank is what you have between these two tags. So I guess I probably said a tech word there. So what is from this part of the head, you see the head here, what is here up, you actually don't need to worry about it. It will always be there. You don't need to understand, quote unquote. You just, it's a template that's out there. You can go grab it, and it will have that. It tells you something. But what you are seeing on the web page goes between this body and that body. And if you see the difference between the two is that we call those tags. So this is an opening tag. This is a closing. And a closing is the same tag, but it has a slash before the word, right? So basically, all of our web page that you are seeing on the screen, everything goes between those two tags. So the rest, you can ignore the rest for now. So what we are going to do, we're going to create our web page by putting stuff in here. So go ahead and delete what is between the two body tags. What are highlighted, you can delete it and save your HTML again. You can do file save this time. And you should have this, just opening body, closing body. That's it. Save, and you can refresh your web page. It should still be blank. Oh, should I show you here? So,
Can you come back here to check something?
yes.
Because everything seems fine. I'm continuing whatever everything seems fine. It's saved to the desktop, but it's not getting back that simple.
Okay.
HTML.
Okay, I think go back here and let's close it. And we'll delete the file completely. Delete this file completely, and we'll open up a new Word document. I mean, that's Word, but new file. Security, yeah. If you save and look at the web page, nothing should have changed. Open, so we'll be changing that as we go.
Okay. Should I keep this up to you?
Yeah. And open the notepad somewhere. Actually, you should go to your folder. You should go to right click and open the notepad. You actually have notepad fast, which is good. If you open notepad fast, it should actually be on the same place. Okay. Yeah. So the next step is line 27 and 28, and the page should still be okay. Good. So one thing I want to maybe, I want to just make a custom work. This may be, the only time we're going to change something outside of the body tags. Do you all see the line that says title? So We'll pretend that, we are all the CEOs of our companies. We want our company's name to be out there. So write whatever your first name is, company. So for me, I'm going to say Patrick Company. Inside the title tag, I'll highlight it here. And if you still have access, before you save, if you still have access to your blank website, look at the top left corner, you're gonna see it says a basic HTML template, right? So when you type in the title section, whatever company name and save, refresh your page, you should be seeing your company's name showing on the tab. Your company is going, man. Yeah, you are moving. So yeah, save it, refresh, and I want you all, anybody that goes to your website knows that, hey, this is actually code black. I'm actually gonna write code black on mine. So this is a code black website. It will not look like, like as good as the one that's out there, but hey, it's gonna be close enough. Okay, who is there if you, yep, perfect. So I'll leave my code up so you can see. So basically this here, the title, put whatever you want between the title opening tag and the title closing tag, which is that line I highlighted. And we are ready to write our first, show the world that, hey, we exist too. Everybody's there, right? Okay, so in HTML, like I said, everything that you want to show on the screen has to have an opening tag and a closing tag. So the first tag, so from now on, we're gonna be writing inside these two tags. So everybody put their cursors in there. And then we are going to use a tag called H1. And do H1 2 times. But your second tag should have a slash before the H1. Yep. Open and close H1. And just remember that if you want to write something, you have to have an opening tag and closing tag. So right now we have an opening tag for an H1 and a closing tag for an H1. And technically H1 means heading. The H means heading. So let's do something. Many times when you are learning how to code, your first code that you write is hello world. So between the H1 opening and closing, write in there hello world. And save and refresh your page. And you all have written your program. It's a working program. Do you have a hello world? That's a poem. Oh, okay. Out there. I want to say.
Yeah, you try that. That time.
Y'all funny.
something cool we do. If you have your phone, take a picture of yourself and send it to your email if you have one. I'm sure you do. It's gonna show on the web page, so that's what I want you guys to do. So, or you can grab any picture of Google, whatever. But it's everything.
I'm not showing this one page.
How?
Yeah.
That's what I'm gonna teach.
That's right.
Yeah. And then each one. Actually, do you have any work that you want to do? Let's assign each one. That's let's assign first. Yeah, each one. Small, each. Let's put it aside. Another less than sign. Slash each one. And close it, put it on sign. Yep. And now between the two, each one. Yep. There. And I will get a vote. And save and refresh. Everybody have the hello world?
Indeed.
Yeah, hey, we can stop it here because we have written our code. So, Jalen, you got your hello one. Let me show you something else quick. Something, so instead of H1, change your 1 to 3. Go to your notepad and change your 1 to 3 and save and refresh your screen. What happened? Anything happening?
No.
You didn't save. So let me go to the code. So
You got small.
Right here, yeah, small.
good. Yep, it worked. So, you used to have H1 hello world. So have H3 hello world. And then save. You should see that the hello world is now smaller. It worked for you? Okay. Okay, so the H1 token is missing, so
I did that, so it showed up there.
okay.
So I don't show that. I just deleted it.
Yeah.
So it showed up.
That's okay. I think less than sign and then H1. Less than H1. Yep, greater than sign. And then that's good. Here you just want to do it just greater than sign. But just at the end of the line, after the H1. Yeah, the same. Yeah. Yeah. And the upper one too. Yeah, so basically then what we did is that, like I said, H is for heading. So the heading 1 is the biggest size of something on your screen that you see. And as the H goes bigger, the size goes smaller, right? So anyways, so let's go back and put it H1, and then we'll just say now, Patrick's company, whatever you want to write there, instead of hello world. Okay, save and refresh. You should have what you wrote in there. So basically, whatever you want to write in there will show on your screen. Okay, this is the line I just changed. And it should all be good. So H1, you write whatever you want, and the closing H1. All good? All right, perfect, perfect. So the point here is that on a web page, like if you look at your web page, all that is there should be what I have like Patrick's company, right? And on the web page, it is mostly what is inside the body opening and closing that shows there, right? And we call it if you look at the computer, a computer screen, what you see is actually the user interface. What you can see with your own eyes is the user interface, and it is usually made by front-end developers. So in programming, you have front-end developers and back-end. Front-end is actually what you can visually see. So you guys are front-end developers right now. And we have created, we will now be working, whatever we want to write on our web page, we will have the tags for the closing, the opening and the closing. If we write before we put those, many times we forget. So we are going to now write a paragraph. So we should just know the tags. So a paragraph tag is just a P as in Patrick. So let's do less than sign, P, lowercase, greater than sign, less than sign, slash, P, greater than sign. That's it. And it's a good practice to actually put the opening on top of the closing, so that, and actually add a space so that you actually know that, hey, I have my two tags, I just need to write whatever I want inside. So try to do it in this format. Opening P, space, and the closing P. And in between, now type in, welcome to my company, whatever you really want to type, but save, refresh your page and see. Looking good? All right, yeah. So we're getting there one step at a time. So now, so imagine everybody's there, right? So imagine you go to Facebook or whichever account you want to. When you get to the website, it's basically some words on the website and some text fields that you can type in something, right? Like, we call those input fields. But basically, someone needs to get your information so that they can let you in, right? So then you need to type in something in the box, right? So we are going to pretend that we're going to be collecting people's information soon, right? So we need a place where people can come and type in. So next that we're going to do is we're going to create a field where people can type in their names so we can collect information. So in your HTML file, make sure that it's after the closing of the P. We are going to do, again, like we always do, less than sign, and then whichever tag we want to write, type enter twice to have your empty line there, and then less than sign, slash input, close it. So what I'm getting at is that whatever you see on a computer screen, it's as simple as knowing what tag you want to put in there and what to put in between the tags. So it doesn't take someone to be especially smart to know how to do that. You just need to know, okay, I want to put words. Okay, I can just use a P opening and closing, having my word there to show on the screen, right? And right now we want to have a box a box where we can type in a name, and we type in input, and in between, we don't need to write anything because we just need the box. So save it and then preview. Save and refresh. So live demos are so good. So what happened? Nothing happened, right? Oops. You got your box? Yeah. So you see, you guys, so it's basically knowing what you need to do to get what you want. So it's not really a matter of being smart, right? That's the point I really want to get you guys to understand, that you all can become developer if you want to. If you want to go through the learning of what I need to do, you can. I did make a mistake there, but the browser didn't see it. But later on, if it was in a work environment, I would have a tool that would tell me that's not how you do it. But the input field is like a special type of tag. So take out the closing input that was there. So see, delete the input. It works either way, but the preferred one would be input with no closing tag. That will give you, that's the proper way of doing it. That's the exception though. So most tags have a closing and opening. You should still have your box there if you delete the closing tag for input. Okay, and talking about special tags, I'm going to introduce another special tag. So in your H1, inside whatever wording you had written, click in there and do your put a tag there that says BR. BR is for break. BR in your H1, and save and see what it did. B as in boy, R as in Robert. And save. I want you to tell me if it did what I think it will do.
They put a word on the bottom of the
Yeah. So basically, it went to a new line. Wherever you put the BR, that's also a tag that doesn't take a closing. You put a BR, it means that, go right after me, go to start a new line, basically. So that's all you should have, right? Everybody there? Okay, here, B.
So you just put in the middle between.
Yeah, between the words that you have in your H1.
Yeah.
Just put it there, and just one tag. There's not two of them.
Excuse me. Thank you.
Yes.
Will we go to the
Oh, yes. Okay, yes.
the reason why I said I have to use the restroom.
Okay, yes.
That was only because I couldn't use it before.
That's okay. We got balls.
No, I plead the point.
Okay. Are we good for a break now, or should we catch up with you when you come back?
I mean, that's why I'm asking.
We can give them a break.
Okay, let's take 5 minutes.
I mean, people.
Yeah, we're good. Yeah. So, did you get you got the new okay, so yeah.
Hey, I was trying to be fancy.
Yeah. Hey, that's what we are all about.
I'm trying to feel like, right here. How do I do that?
Yeah. So,
Because I can't insert the page right there, right?
yeah. So it actually would be something called Python. It should be. See this one? But maybe we'll get to that. Yeah.
What do we do with the picture that we sent?
We will, when he comes back, we'll use it. It will show on the website there for you.
So, but hey, that's what you want, that BR, so we can drop it almost space, enter.
Yeah.
Bring it down.
Yes, yeah. And one last that I wanted to show, he'll probably have to catch up with that when he comes, but one other tag that I wanted to show. So after, let's say, at the end of your H1, do another tag there. It's a self-closing tag with HR. Like human resource, but it's actually a horizontal row. But yes, just HR, save and preview. And that is the last. There are many, but those are the ones that we just look at today. And
I'll figure that out.
yeah.
We're official over here.
So yeah, we're gonna be selling some websites here shortly. Yeah. So my point here again is that when you say you are coding, people think that you are just writing some things that don't make sense. If you look at the code, you can actually tell what it does without even going to the website, right? If by what I said, just look at the tags, you will know exactly what the code is supposed to do. So it doesn't take rocket science to get to that. So it's just learning, knowing it, and then you can do it.
Maybe we might be getting hired by marketers. Everybody creating websites for them. I don't want to put y'all with it. No, I think I don't do all this stuff.
It is way easier with someone giving you step-by-step instruction.
Right, yeah.
You try to go do this online by yourself, it's more interesting.
Yes, and I feel like I have gone through it, and I knew that step by step. If you understand the foundation, the rest is easier learned.
Yeah.
But if you jump right into the middle and you don't get the foundation, it's like I don't even know what they're talking about.
Right.
You check out too soon.
Yeah.
But yeah.
That's why I'm glad that Alex, when he records his videos, because I do go back and I watch it and I listen, and then I try to do it. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It helps because then it reinforces not just what he's saying, but it's the practice.
Right.
It's the practice, and I know why I'm doing it.
Yeah.
And the one thing I was gonna say too is that because when you usually are coding at work, you use like React or
Yes.
let's say
Yeah.
he's being easy on y'all.
Way too easy.
The reason why I'm going through a React class right now, there's a 10-hour React class online on YouTube, and I'm taking it an hour a day. I missed yesterday, but Thursday I did an hour of React and built my first React app using the Create React app.
Yeah.
So this is fundamental. That the HTML part is fundamental. So will be the CSS and the JavaScript, because if you want to use React, which will be React or Angular, which are the two main ways to make web apps right now. You got to know the HTML, the foundational stuff. So you're being nice to me.
And that is just like you said. My point here is that for you to do React, you have to know what we are doing for you to do React.
I know why, because I know JavaScript, but I don't know it like I do C#. And so I have found myself, as I go through the tutorial, pausing the tutorial and going in and relearning something because I don't use JavaScript every day. So yeah.
Try to draw about that law.
Java I can do. Java's a lot like C#. They like one in the same place almost. So yeah.
I was on my hello world.
No. Java's a lot like C#. That I can do. But
this is what you miss. You only miss one time.
But the React, because it's actually React is like JavaScript on steroids inside of Node.js, which is JavaScript on even more steroids inside of React, which is JavaScript using JavaScript on steroids using Node.js. So because I didn't know, man, those React apps, them things are huge, man.
Oh man, and they're confusing.
I was like, man, I'm glad I got this laptop got enough space and stuff on the backside and bed. It's like I'm trying to blow my computer up.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do this winter.
So we can slowly slowly keep moving, I'm gonna try to stop it at 11. You good? Did we get something after you put in the HR, the human resource, the horizontal line? So if you put the HR, I changed the screen. You should have a line that goes across your website when you put just this tag, just the HR. It does not have a closing and opening, just the self-closing tag. And it looks like everybody is excited to get to the picture, the famous picture. We will all become famous because our picture is online now, right? So let me get a picture of a teacher from Google, because I didn't take a selfie. Oh man, whatever. So the image has a long name. I'll rename it. Saving some code black. Oh, I have something. I think I'm saving the desktop. Anyways, that was my daughter. Maybe I should use my daughter's picture. Doesn't matter. Anyways, so make sure that the picture you want to use is saved in the folder that we're working on. Most of you have code black folder. Save it in there, please. And maybe something else I actually should show. I think Art Brown last time was talking about the W3 schools. Let's go there. If you could go, just type in W3 schools. It should take you to this website. This is something very handy that we can use to actually know what tags do I need to use to write a paragraph, a heading, insert a picture, in our case. So, so save your picture into your black code folder, and then go to this website, W3 Schools. And in the tutorial tab, you should see something about learn HTML. And if you get there, you should see HTML images. You get it? Perfect. Yep, we good. So we are off on that page. So basically, another point here is that you don't have to know all of the tags in your head. No developer knows everything in their head. They actually go ask Google. So Google, I think Alex always say that Google is always invited to his dinner table or whatever. Yeah, it's so true. So you just, if you forget, you just go ask Google. It's by asking Google many times that you actually remember it for next time. So Anyways, so we are trying to insert an image now. So when we go to that web page, we started off of Google, right, to get to this page. So do you all see this example that says image, IMG, and then something? Copy the whole thing there if you see it. Okay. If you have it copied, go to your code and let's see. Let's put it after the input. Save and preview. It's not going to work, but I want to point something there. Save and go to your, where did my website go? I know where it went. Use the same tab.
We're supposed to copy that.
Yeah. Yep. Let me go back. So copy it and put it right after input.
So just give you a group of mine. You did different. You did the time. Yeah, mine is girl in the jacket.
Okay, but
It's the same thing, but different thing.
yeah. So I expect you to get this thing like the browser is knowing like I know there's supposed to be a picture there, but I don't see it. Something like that. Are you on there? So basically, if you go to your code, back to your code, the out part of the things, change that to be whatever you want, really. So type in something there, and then refresh your page. You will see that it's there. So basically, that part says that, okay, if I'm supposed to show a picture and a picture isn't there, show whatever word I have written there. So basically, if something happened and your picture gets lost, whatever, usually it is the explanation of the picture that you put in there. So here I would put, maybe teacher, because I was saying, I wanted to show a teacher. So we don't need to go into the details, but just to say that when showing a picture, there's like you can use a technique that will build a backup plan for in case your picture isn't there. So that's what we're doing. So the reason why our picture was not showing is that right now in our code, we are telling our code, hey, go find a picture named pic_truly.jpg and show it. But we don't have a picture named that way. So what we need to do is go to our folder where our pictures are, I think code black for most of us, and see the picture that we have saved in there. And one thing to keep in mind, hover over the picture that you want to use and look at the extension. Some pictures are PNG, some are JPEGs, some are anything. So we need to know, like the one I'm hovering over right now is said JPG. So now copy the name of the picture. It should be the exact name. So if you want to, programmers like to actually do copy paste because a typo ruins your whole day. So yeah, it does ruin your day. So anyways, copy the name of your picture or type it, whatever, go back to the code and change your picture name, to whatever you have there, save and go back and review. If you don't see your picture, there's a typo or something, There you see, you got your picture. Hey, we can be done. Facebook can retire. We can create our own social media one, right?
Oh yeah, simple, it's easy enough, right?
See, yeah, you got it there. Isn't that the website? Isn't that the website? This is the website.
Yeah, go to myself.
Yeah, there you go. That's the punchline. You built it yourself.
Doesn't matter what picture you use. Doesn't matter what picture.
No, it doesn't matter. You just need to save a picture somewhere. You must have the picture for sure. Okay. I think looking at it, looks like you're saving as an HTML. It won't work unless you go to browse again and just take a picture. You can do right click and you save as image. Yep. Save image as and call it anything. Type blah, whatever, doesn't really matter. Looks like it. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, if that's okay, go to your folder. I wanted to see the extension that we're saving the file. So it looks like something. JFIF, that's right? Okay. So basically you go and type exactly how was it?
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to figure out too.
Because it's how you
I just wrote the name online.
so I type
My
my
name is
let me see.
I wasn't expecting to animate here.
That's right.
Social media.
I wanted to change the name. So I'm gonna do some.
Right.
Yeah. Now the extension.
Like,
Yeah. Okay, got it. Yeah. That's okay, but you see the point, it shows a picture.
hey, we're bringing back MySpace.
Oh, you are old school, man. What is MySpace again?
Yeah, he asked the right question.
Okay. Your picture is called G. Or J. In French, G is G, so I always messed up. But anyways, let's see the extension. So on this side. This line. PNG. Okay. So now your code, we have G and PNG. Then we have G, capital G, not capital G. It's all caps in that. PNG. Yeah, save. Copy something else. Copy, but that's okay. Just make it easier, but that's okay. Go ahead and refresh your page. And your flower there.
Oh, man. I gotta fix that. Oh, I gotta go all the way back.
I think remove the width and height that you put in there, remove the depth, remove that all the way to ends before they show it. Oh, good. Save it first.
All right, that's better. I might bring it a little bit smaller.
Yeah, so yeah,
If I want to bring it smaller, do I just?
there are different ways. You can either change the picture itself, or you can do the width and the height that you have there. You can play with those,
And bring
decrease
that
the
like
sizes. Yeah.
And-
Yeah. So again, here, it's not hard. It's just knowing what you want to do and where to go find it, right? Let's say 15 more minutes. Let's try and do maybe one or two more things, and then we can call it good. Let's try now.
We have music?
No, man, you really trying to make my experience.
Right.
Music. Actually, if you want to do the music, it's the same exactly as the picture. So you have to save your music file somewhere. Look how it's named. Go put the name of your music there, it will show, and it comes even with the players thing. You click on play.
It's
It's
like
playing.
my MySpace user. You go to some of my older media websites.
I think we're gonna have to have a final project now. Everybody should create
They
this.
have thumb drives. I got the speed. Like that cloud, I got you.
Some of the class we used to say, I guess you have to make a presentation, then presentation, you gotta go on the website, or you gotta use like the converter.
Yeah.
That MP3
MP3,
converter.
yeah.
And then website to a website, save it.
Oh, man. Okay, so below your image, if also you see the image is also a self-closing tag. There's no opening and closing for the image, but that's okay. So this is a new tag that I want to talk about. So, so go right below your image and type in text area and just make sure you have your closing and opening. Text area.
I'm assuming this is why I need to write on my wall.
So text area is actually, so when you go to Facebook and you want to comment on someone's post, you need a text area. So basically it's like the input is actually, the character that you can type in there is limited. It's usually something short that you just want to collect from people. But the text area is actually where you can type a text, whatever you want to type. So save it and preview and see what you have there. Yep, you gotta respond to the quiz, right?
Respond to the pin.
Yeah, and you can also see that you can make it bigger or smaller and try to type in there. You should be able to type into the text area.
So quick question, like, so you know how Facebook have all this, so this data that we save elsewhere.
Yes. So a point that I wanted to make, when you become a developer, some things make you wonder about ethics and things like that. You probably all have heard about the Facebook whistleblower, something like that. So I'm sure many times you've gone to Amazon or whatever
But
to.
we already do that to be true. This ain't no do this. She ain't saying no. We have
No, but sometimes you don't think of things, right? Like, so the example I wanted to say, you go online to buy something, right? You finish buying it, and as you were trying to exit, it asks you, do you want to save your information for next time, right? Some of us, we say, no, I don't want you to have your information, so don't save it, right? You check the box that says don't save. What do you think happened?
They save it.
Right, so basically the don't save actually means, do you want us to make your life easier the next time you come back? It's not actually save or not save, because for them to process your payment, they have to save it, they have to get your card information, your address and all of that, and compare it with the bank and so many things to know that your payment is legit and all of that before they say success, right? And imagine, it's a downside sword or whatever they say. So imagine if your payment was not correct, if someone tried to commit fraud, and the bank comes back there and says someone did this and that, and say who was it? The website is supposed to know who did it, right? So they have to keep your information somehow or know how to get back to you. So the transaction data that you use to check out is always kept somewhere. When you say no, don't check, don't save my information for next time, it just means make my life harder next time I come back, But I just want to say, whatever you do on the internet, you don't get rid of it. It's too hard to get rid of it. So just know that whatever you put in, whatever comment you make, whatever you buy, it's stored somewhere, even if you say don't store it, right? So just be careful, be mindful, I should say. I'll do one last thing, and I think that should, give you enough for your final project. So we are going to insert a table. You know how a table is, a bunch of rows and columns, right? Columns and rows. So for us to insert a table, we are going to have a table tag. So go ahead and do table, open and close, table. And we'll go a little bit faster, but I won't need you to save yet, but go ahead and make your space. And actually, let's go back to our website. Oh, I left it. W3 School. Table.
Find table?
Yep, found it.
No, we want to find table.
Yeah, yes. So it looks like it's actually right below the images that we were on previously. Okay. So I'll show my screen here. You can follow what I'm doing here, but just know that I'm actually, cheating, quote unquote. I'm looking at the example here and doing it. That's what we do. But anyways, so inside your table opening and closing tags, type in the TR opening and closing.
You said inside?
Yep. So here. And TR means table row. Table row. And so usually a table is like this, right? So this is a heading, another heading, and then you have, whatever you want here. So basically, the way we code a table is that we just define the rows, right? The rows, and then later on we do the columns. So the first row we need to do for every table is the heading. So right now we have our first row here, and we need to do the heading to create the heading. So inside your first row, so I guess this is a nested, those are nested tags. You have your table tag, you have your row tag, and then we need our heading tag. So below the TR opening, do a TH, which is table heading. And after that, we will preview it. Save and go look at your web page. Actually, we need to do something else before we can see something. It's working, but it's not, we don't see anything because we haven't specified. The table is there right now. We just don't see it. So we need to specify what we want for headings, right? So should we do two? Let's do 3 headings. Is everybody here in the heading? You have table, opening row, opening heading, closing heading, right? So type in here anything. Okay. Let me know if you have these 7 lines up. And we should have a table, not really a table yet because it only has just one column. I guess it's a table, but. Yep. Okay, so okay, so you should have open and closing. Those are in closing. But yes, so actually take out the slash from the table. From the table. The slash, okay, take out the slash for the TR, the line below. Okay, that's good. Actually, can you copy all those 3 lines from the table to heading? Copy those 3, paste them below the heading that you typed in. Okay. Paste them below. Yeah. And now put the slash before each word right here. Actually, it's the opposite. The table is the last closing. That's fine. That's fine. Cut it and cut it here. So put the slash and cut the whole line. Well, if you cut it, you can paste it, but if you delete it, oh, you actually have something. Okay. Actually, sorry, delete 42, line 42, delete that. Okay. And then delete line 43 as well. And put a slash on line 43, slash before PH. Yeah. Okay, so the line 43 should be TR instead of TH. Yeah. One heading. All right. So I think you all should be saying one heading. Let's finish quick. So copy, we're going to do copy paste. Copy the heading, copy TH opening and those 3 lines, TH opening, heading, TH closing. Copy it and just paste it right below. So copy this that I highlighted and just paste it right below that. So the 3 lines I highlighted should come back twice. It's right below the T.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. And I would say maybe put heading 1 and heading 2, just, we know the difference. And one last copy paste, it will be a lot of copy pasting, like I said. Everybody can see the 2 headings. So basically it will be just like your table. It's a table with 3, right now we have 2 columns because we copied and pasted only twice. If you want to add another column, we just paste whatever we just added. It will make another column for you. That is good. Okay. So now we have our headings. Let's add a column, not a row, for our data. If you are still looking at my screen, actually, I would say, for the sake of time and also, so that, it's okay to copy and paste code. Copy, we have just 1 row. So you see the row is table row starts here and ends there, right? So copy everything that's in the middle. So I guess it's everything that is in the table, right? And paste it So now you see my table. And you see the two rows. The spaces doesn't matter. I'm doing it just so it's easy for you to read it. But basically what I want to point out is we have one table because we have one opening and one closing. We have two rows, this one and the other one. But right now we need to make the change because we have two headings. A table can never have two headings. It's just one heading and then whatever is, other rows. So the TH for the second time that we copied and pasted needs to be changed into TD, as in table data. So this is what we just added. The only difference, the first one is that the THs for table headers, we need to change them to be table data so that when you refresh it, you'll see that it's just small letters. When you are there, I'm just going to explain it and then we can be done. But you got it, you have the table. So one table with two columns. So you have the heading. We could format it to actually have the lines if we want to, but we'll say that for another day. Just keep in mind that this is just a table. You have like a box around it and lines in between them. The lines are not showing, but that's how. Yep, that's perfect. Your table is there. Good job. So your table is there. I think one of your headings is not correct, but that's it. Okay. Okay. Actually, no, you're good. Your heading is actually you have two headings, an order and heading 2, and then you have data. So yeah, that's good. You good there too? Yeah. So so short story short, I don't think it was long enough, but anyways. So the point of my presentation today is that all that you have done, you did it yourself, right? There is nothing that you need to be extra smart about to be able to do this, right? It's just knowing where to go to find whatever you want to and put it in, and it's a website for you. So just to say that if you want to do something, you just need to go through the hoops and you learn it and you do it. It doesn't take anybody special. You are all special. You all have the ability to do stuff. You can learn, and then you can do what you need to do. So, our website isn't pretty yet. We can actually, no, it's 11.5. I wanted to show you how to put colors, but that's okay. This is plenty enough. So there is so much we can do, but it's just, learning one thing at a time, and you'll get there. And keep this website in mind. You can actually go here. It will take you from the basic, even more basic than what I have taught, and then it will get you there. So that's all I have for today. It's really, how far you want to go, how far you can go is how far you want to go. Basically, that's what I want to tell you. So keep up the good work. Thank you so much for being here every Saturday. I know it's a big sacrifice, but you know, you all are learning so much, and there is nobody who can take away what you're learning here, right? So what you are doing is very good. Okay, Alex, so sorry I took your time, but time is
Yeah. Right, you guys can go ahead and stretch your legs for about 10 minutes, and then we'll be in the hands of Alex. Take your scoreboard.
Thank you, Chairman Patrick.
assignment is due tonight at midnight. Thank you.
You're good, brother.
Yeah, thank you.
I can wipe some of that sweat off, because I'm like, it's different, huh?
Yeah.
Chris gonna do next.
I got it.
Yeah, we can't wait for Chris. That's what we like watching Dave Chappelle series.
Come on.
Oh, boy.
Come on, don't put that on me.
That's one too.
Hey. Man. Right. Did you see his? Did anybody see his?
No, I don't watch it.
Oh my God. I'm going in.
That's
Yeah.
right.
But you know what? Yeah. You know what? He did not. I just say he was very.
worse than it actually is.
Exactly.
Yeah, because he explained everything.
There's some trans people that came out and said he wasn't fit.
Hold on, guys.
No,
Hold on. Yeah, we live, so.
My bad.
I ain't trying to get nobody in trouble.
What'd you say, Alex?
Hmm?
Live.
We on Facebook, we on YouTube.
Do what you do.
Trying to remember.
Not gonna lie, that was fun.
Yeah, them kind of conversations, we want to be private.
Well, actually, we want to do it for organization too, later on. I'll have to call you. Anytime.
So it's funny that Patrick was kind of covering that today, because this is what I'm doing right now. This is a Blazor app for our check register. And so it's gonna look,
They made my brain go down when I see that stuff.
it's basically what he's doing.
Yeah, but.
All we're doing is we're just,
Hello, world.
yeah, we're just doing there's all Roscoe's chicken and waffles that we have.
I haven't ate that yet, man.
And all I'm doing is I was just going through here and actually plugging in my values to send to the server.
That's clean though.
Yeah, so, and all this right here is just HTML code. All right?
Yeah.
It's all HTML code.
There's a table, that's a table.
Now, some of it's a little different because there's different types of, what some places will do, or what some IDEs will do, like Visual Studio will do with like Razor pages. Razor pages are basically just pages that do something, they talk to the server. And so what they do is they implement HTML, but they have their own little syntax as well in there. But it's the type of syntax is the same as what Patrick been talking about all morning. It's all HTML based basically. And then there's some other stuff in there that might look a little off, but that's just working with Razor pages and stuff. So, yeah. So when those guys get back, we'll kind of, how was it? Almost 11:15. So, and so like all I'm doing is that the DAO that we built, or that interface with our SQL table that we built, all this code over here is doing up that code there. All this code is doing is just interacting with that SQL database.
Hey, that data, I mean, that you created, that you said you would share with us,
Mhm.
did you ever do it?
Yeah, it's out there in the,
Real good.
yeah, it's out there in
They
the,
can start to flesh out.
here, I'll show
I like
you.
it.
Oh,
Hey, I like it.
it's out here on my repo
Alright, cause I'm messing up too.
under scripts. Oh, wait. Under is it line sessions, check register, schemas, it's right here.
Exactly.
It's on code?
Yep.
Alright, so cause right here, when I'm trying to look at your videos,
Is the video not playing for you?
well, I think I'm messing it up somehow. Because I just kind of check it all
Uh-huh.
and.
You might be on the wrong. You need to be on the capstone.
Y'all need anything more to drink? I'm about to.
You said capstone?
Yeah, there's a capstone.
Grab.
Cause this is where I've been stuck at, not anywhere else.
You gotta go to the capstone one. Do you not have the invite to the
I
capstone?
don't think so. So this is the only one I
Hey, that's
have.
the most code out
Yeah,
here.
it's this one.
Like, for real.
You have something to show for it too.
Right, right.
Go visit my website.
Hey, man, I got a website. Fantastic. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
Chris will show them once one day at work. Right. Okay, come on. Thought I was just a sale.
That's where it starts.
Right,
you know?
right.
Yeah.
I really appreciate it.
What's your,
What's my name on it?
hmm,
This go live? With that, or you can get my email. Email GT.
actually, oh,
You can just send me a message too right there.
well, hold on.
It's completely switched my whole work. Yeah. So right now I work with fathers. Right. And so, I mean, I can still do that in the evenings, so like.
Could be 7:58.
Fathers. But one day, it's gonna be more.
Says you're already there. Yep.
So,
I am.
yeah, I give myself 6 months to a year and then.
You just have to sign into it.
Start phasing out. If you get that.
So when you go into Slack,
Experience. Exactly. Exactly.
you go into Slack,
Yeah.
you go to your web
I got a
page.
side for you. Stay next to
Come
you.
on.
Hey,
Go to
hey,
Slack.
I'm with you all the way. Oh. Hey, are you going to the ball?
Go to Slack.
What ball? NCC?
Log in.
When is it tonight? Oh,
Sign into your workspace.
Oh, I'm not going there that way.
And then you want to type that workspace in there.
I had to go get the tux. Oh, word? Yeah.
Code black.
What?
Yeah.
It's a ball?
Club capstone dash IT.com.
Oh, the actual ceremony. Yeah. Actually, it's over here.
Yeah, you should
Really
be able to do that.
I don't be rubbing elbows, right? I don't know. You ready? You ready? Let's see what's up. Oh, yeah, I can't wait to hear how it goes, man. All right. Well, I like to meet your first day, too, man. And thank you for all this. Oh, it's all good. It's all good. Get it.
You went to West University, Golan? Did you go to West University?
I did. I did.
My wife did too.
Let's just get back and start.
Yep.
Did you get in there?
All right, let's see. All right, take it easy. Yep, you too. How's your daughter running? Time is down by like 3 minutes now. Oh, that's good. And she's going. I gotta work on that competitive driving a little bit, but we figured it out.
Okay. All right, so what competitive drive?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay. No, I'm pushing it. No, good.
I got your Slack.
Were you able to get there?
No.
Really?
Yeah, that's code black. That's it. You already signed in.
You can, you understand?
Okay. Well, definitely, if that helps you make another decision.
They won't let me do.
Yeah, I need to get at least, in every class, I need to at least have 5 on it too. At least, and the goal is 10, but if I have 5, I'm good with that.
We good, y'all? Y'all ready? I'm not gonna hold y'all too long. So most of the stuff that I was just talking a lot, most of the stuff I do for the capstone stuff, I try to put on the capstone one, because Jim, I don't know if he's on both of them, but I know he's on that one, right? So he can kind of see what we're working on when he wants to. So if anybody had any problems with the video the other day, because I know, I think Christie's, maybe you said you had an issue with one of the links too.
Yeah.
This is the one I did the other day.
Yeah, I just started doing,
Yeah, that's it. So that's where I try to put stuff. Now there was one video that I had to get rid of. And in this video, my wife decided she was gonna try and make a guest entry.
I've seen that.
Yeah. I'm like, will you go sit down, please? I'm live streaming. That's the danger of doing this in the bedroom, man. So I put the new SQL schemas out there on the Code Black repo. All you have to do, there's two ways you can do this, right? So you open up your you open up your SQL server. This is right here. And then what you do, and I actually made a couple more changes to it. So I believe I pushed those changes up. Let me just check real quick. So the first thing you have to do is this one right here, this check registered _db.sql. That's the one that you want to run first. You have to run this one first because it creates your actual database. You run the other one first, you're gonna have an issue because the database doesn't exist yet. Okay. So all you need to do, you can do one or two things. You can come over here and you can go into raw. And here's how I do it this way, but say select all, copy, because it's just text. And you come over to your SQL Server Management Studio and you just paste it in there. Make sure you're signed into your SQL Server Management Studio server. And then just say execute and it'll do all this for you. It'll create your database for you.
I said that answered my question.
So that's step one. Sorry, I'm talking with my mouth with you. Dang, these are good. The second one, I'll go back, is this tables one. And so that has all of the tables that you'll need. And actually, it looks like it didn't get my latest changes. So, and that's fine. Because what we can do is I'll put my new changes out, my latest changes out there, and then I'll update this. But you can still run this with no problems, because what you can do is there is a condition in here. Well, actually, let's do this. Let's do this. Can everybody get to SQL Server Management Studio? Everybody get here? We're gonna do something real quick. We're gonna do a little practice here.
Dave, what is the password again?
Yes, sir.
I just wanted to ask, am I the only one that hasn't done that and download all that information in your server? I didn't know that.
No.
Capital capital V, lowercase a.
Just because I only got it here, so now I'm trying to do this.
You're gonna go to GitHub.
Right,
It says V.
because I saw the you said you don't have to get them, which I decided to.
Oh man.
I don't think I ever connected to yours. What's my name?
Oh, yeah, what's your email address that you use?
It should be GT.
Is it your Gmail one?
It's GAN,
Okay, hold on.
the number 8.
I tried to find that.
BIE.
Yeah, you won't be able to find, it's a private repo. I gotta invite you to it first. All right, hold on here.
Yeah, I'm need help with that too.
What?
I don't know what I did wrong.
Are you on Slack?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not on Slack right now, but I'm on
So on
Slack.
Slack, you should sign into GitHub, and that's where he's trying to show me.
Yeah, Curtis is on. You're on a GitHub.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're there.
Sean download back Slack on my Visual Studio too?
You don't have to do Slack on the Visual Studio. That's just a web page. I mean, there's a program you can run on Windows if you want to, but you don't have to. Let's see here. Let me see if I can re-invite you. Let's see if I can re-invite you. Hold on here. Put that invite. And paste it in there. Add people.
Is yours a new repo? No, there was another repo that seemed like it was that.
Now you'll have an email from me at your Gmail account. And what you want to do is just accept the invitation.
Got it.
Okay. So can you get, Curtis, can you get to the repo? You can get to the repo, can't you?
I'm here right now.
Yeah, you gotta go get that. Yeah. You gotta sign in on that. Yeah, you won't see it if you're not signed in.
That makes sense.
Hmm?
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Hey, all these files, you want me to copy a few of them?
Not yet. Just open up go to the live, go to live sessions. No, not there. Go to live session. Go to check register. Go to schemas. And then it's this top one. Yep.
And then copy that whole thing?
Yep. Go ahead.
I'm just trying to find out who's supposed to.
My password is not working.
You have to reset your password, then. You must have forgot it. I can't help you with that part, man.
Whose password?
Curtis's. Your GitHub password? Yeah, it's GitHub password.
Oh. For, you don't have a virtual machine, are you?
It's not right now.
Okay.
No, that had nothing to do with the virtual machine. That's just GitHub, man. So,
And then did you want me to go to new?
when you say new,
Well, since I have my, what is it, server management studio?
yeah, you're talking about over here.
Yeah, so I'll copy it and paste.
Yeah, click new query at the top. If you're signed in, click new query. You should be on the master database. You should see master up here. If you're on your SQL Server Management Studio, see master up there.
I'm in it, but things are blocked out.
You say it's bogged down,
Locked out.
locked out to,
Some people are trying to. I'm sorry.
click new query. I'll put the number for you.
I'm being able to see through.
Yeah, and then all you gotta do is copy and paste that SQL that I showed you. Yeah. Because what I want you to do is we're gonna do some really basic query stuff here, some really basic SQL stuff. What I want you to kind of understand and get your hands wet with today is creating a SQL query.
Where's the SQL Query at, GitHub? I mean, I'm on your page, but it's different folders, so I'm not sure which folder it's in. Is it,
It's here. Can I show you? You want to go to Code Black Learning. That's the main page.
yeah,
Go to Live Sessions. You'll see the check register one in there.
yeah.
Click check register. You see schemas. Click schemas. And the one at the top that has the DB on there, that's the new one. Yep. And you can come into raw up here at the top. It just gives it to you as a text file. You can right click and say just select all and copy. And then just paste it over.
I can't right click.
Control A.
It doesn't work on here because I'm on the DEA.
Oh, that's right. You can.
It's just different shortcuts in the back.
Man, I tell you.
So what happened to the other part?
It signed me out of everything. I just might as well just do it on here because it has my emails and stuff saved. I didn't want to figure stuff out. Figure it out.
Did we get it on there now? I know Curtis still getting on there. So. Who's not there?
I think I'm there. I finally just copied and pasted
Okay.
because I wanted the new query.
Okay. Cool.
Well, I can let you check first before I thought it. Because I was messing up.
Yeah, if you put the new query in and you click execute, it'll create your check register database. And then you'll see it up at the top here in one of the databases that you can use. Hit execute.
I don't even know what I got.
I'm just gonna hit execute.
Bro, look from here,
Oh, shoot.
Otherwise, you just delete it and just start a new one.
Yeah. This didn't work for you.
Did I do it right?
You grabbed all the stuff, but it didn't. There's no reason it didn't create. Is it already in there? No. Let's do it this way then. Can everybody just get to their SQL Server Management Studio? Everybody just get there. Let's not worry about the. Let's not worry about the GitHub stuff yet. Okay, so get to this spot right here. Once you're there, let me know.
And that's what I have to create a new one.
Yeah, you're gonna click create. You're gonna right click. I know you can't right click now. you can come up here actually. I believe you can say new. I don't know what you got going on over there. If you can right click on the database folder, the databases folder, and click new database.
My SQL Server is only on my VM, is that all right?
Yeah, that's fine. As long as you can get to it, that's fine. So then, once you get this window, what I want you to do is type the word check, uppercase C, register, uppercase R.
New project?
No, not a new project. You want to come over here. Yep, right click on databases and say new database. And you get this window up. It'll say new database there. Don't worry about any of this stuff down here, because mine's gonna look different here. All you have to do is put check register up here like you see it up there. And then just click OK. At the bottom. Who's not there? I think Curtis is still working. You there? No? You good? Okay. Does everybody have a check register database now? Yep. It'll look like this now. If you expand this databases folder out, you have the word check register right there, and it'll look like a little cup almost, right?
Then,
Yep. And then if you expand the check register out, you'll have a bunch of these other folders down here.
the database table views.
Okay. Now, the one we're going to worry about right now is this tables folder. Now, you won't have any tables in that folder. You'll just have a couple of files in here, a few files, system files, or system tables, file tables, blah, blah, blah. Y'all see that?
Yeah.
Okay. To create a new table, what you can do is we're going to write a SQL query to create a brand new table. Okay. So over in this blank query window, does everybody have one of these?
No.
Nope. If you don't, at the top, right above the word execute, is the word new query. Click that and it'll bring up an empty page like this.
I found out how to copy.
All right. Don't worry about it yet, though, because I think there's an issue with the schema I put out there. I forgot y'all were on the VM, so y'all's file structure might be a little different. So you should have this blank window now, right? Is everybody there?
You said a new query, right?
Yep, new
Mine
query.
said connect Explorer, so I just need to go new and just do a query.
Yeah, you can do it that way, but the easiest way to do it is just press that button up there. Yeah. Okay. Let me make this bigger so y'all can see what's up. Okay. Now, we need to create a table to house our data in, to hold our data, right? Let's start with the easiest table first. We're going to start with our vendor table. Our vendor table is the one that holds our Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles and all our company names, right? So to create that table, what you're going to do, SQL is based, SQL queries are formed by using what's called keywords, right? Certain phrases and words that SQL understands, okay? Just like when Patrick was teaching y'all, there's certain things in HTML tags that the HTML editor will understand.
H1 flow.
Yep, so when you typed in H1 and put a big type header up there, that kind of stuff, right? SQL is and most programming languages, they're no different from that, right? What you want to do here is to make sure you're using the right database. You want to type the word use, like that.
All cap.
Yep. And then you want to type the word check register. And if you start typing, it may or may not pop up for you. You see how it kind of popped up for me right here? Okay. If it doesn't pop up for you, don't worry about that yet. You can hit the tab key, and if it did pop up for you, hit the tab key. If not, just type it in like you see it here. And then type the word go. And then you can hit, well, I don't want you to hit F5 over there. Yeah, well, click execute up here. And if your query worked the right way, then you should see something that says completed successfully. Y'all get that?
Yeah.
Okay. So what this does, you're telling SQL Management Studio, SQL Server Management Studio, I want to use the check register database as my repository of information, right? Now, a lot of people make the same, I've done it too. I do it from time to time. A lot of people will come in here and start typing stuff in and creating tables and stuff, and then they find out they put it on the wrong database. Then you gotta go clean a bunch of stuff up, right? So you wanna make sure that if you're using a specific database, you wanna use this one, or whatever database you're using.
Okay, so use,
Yep.
check, or root use this,
Mhm.
then go.
Yep.
And then after it's complete, then you start coding or,
Yeah, you start writing your query.
okay, because you know this is the file where it's being saved.
Yeah, it's the database where you're gonna have your stuff. Now, we'll do a few more minutes here. What we're gonna do is we're gonna create our first table. We're gonna create our vendor table. Now, our vendor table is real simple. Our vendor table has 2 columns. It's got an ID and it's got the name of the vendor, okay? Now, to create a table, it's just that simple. You just type the word create table. And you'll notice that keywords are in blue like this. If you see something in blue, it's a keyword. It means you can't use it as part of creating a column name or something like that, right?
Those keywords always have to be all caps.
They don't have to be, yeah. SQL Server Management is not real picky about capitalization as far as
Java.
we get right, like object-oriented programming languages, where you have to have it has to be, you have to have the right, syntax there. SQL Server, you can get a little loose with the syntax, but for consistency, you want to, kind of follow whatever you're doing. So if you're going to type all lowercase, then type all lowercase, right? So our keyword is create table. We need to give our table a table name. But before we do that, we need to give it a schema. The schema tells us it's just another way to organize your data. Okay? The default database schema is DBO, stands for database owner. That's our default schema. So what you can do is type DBO dot, and then you see I'm putting these square braces in. You don't have to do that, but I would recommend that you do that just to kind of, I'm gonna tell you what happened. This just happened to me earlier this week. So I created a table for a task that I was working on. And what happened was I didn't put the schema in there, and I just put something like this. And then I put my stuff in there. Right, I just put my columns in there. When I submitted my code, the stuff worked for me. But then when another person, when our QA person started testing it, she was like, where's your database at? Where's your table at? I said, I know it's out there. I got proof. If you don't when you're creating a table, and I'm only telling y'all this because this is fresh in my mind here. When you're creating a table, if you don't put this DBO in there, then what happens is other people can't see it. That table will only belong to you. And based on your access, you'd be the only one to see it. So when I tested my code worked just fine for me. That's because it was my database. So put the DBO, get in the habit of putting your schema in there along with your table name in there. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna create our vendor table. It's gonna look just like that, okay? Now, we need to put some columns in there. Now remember, tables are very simply structured. Columns go from north-south, top to bottom. Rows go east-west, left to right. Okay? Rows have to be unique in your table. Should be unique in your table. Okay? Columns can vary. A column is just the name of your field that you're looking at, right? Your rows, you want to have them as unique as possible. All right, so the first thing we need to do is we need to put in our column called vendor ID. All you do is you simply just type in the name of the column. That's first. The second thing you type in is what kind of data do I want to put in there? Do I want to put numeric data in there? Do I want to put alphanumeric data in there? Do I need it to be a Boolean? Is it going to be a money? Is it going to be a date? In this instance, our vendor ID is going to be an alphanumeric field. So we're going to put the word varchar. And when you're dealing with alphanumeric fields, string data, like names and that kind of stuff, you have to give it a length. Okay, you have to tell it how long it can be. Now, there is a max length setting on a character field. But if you're building a database, it's much easier for you to manage your database when you know exactly what you're putting in there. So this vendor ID that we came up with, it should only be 38 characters long. Okay? Words, letters, letters, numbers, and all that kind of stuff. So we already know how long it's going to be. So we're going to specify that it's 38 characters long. Okay? Now, the next thing you have to tell SQL, because it'll do this by default if you're not careful. The next thing you have to tell SQL is, do I always expect something to be in this column? Should this column ever be empty? Right? And in programming languages, empty means null. So space is a character, but empty is null, means nothing's there. Okay? So in this instance, since our vendors should all have a vendor ID, we want to put the word not null. Okay? Not null. Now we put a comma at the end of this because we're telling the SQL Management Studio, I got another column I want to add to this table. So you just enter a new line. And our next column is going to be what? What do y'all think? We're talking about our vendors, right?
Yeah.
Also, that's a better ID.
We got the ID already, right?
Okay, so no.
Not product ID. We're talking about vendors, right? So this is the stores that these are the stores that we're in our check register. Huh? Say again? The name of the vendor, right? So vendor name, which is going to be another variable character field. We want to give this one a little bit more length. We're going to make this one 200, and we're going to say that one's not null either. Okay? Now, if you do this right, yours should not look like mine. I got squiggly lines in there because mine is telling me that table already exists in my database. But for you, you should not see a squiggly line there. Do y'all see squiggly lines there? No. Okay. If you don't see squiggly lines, go ahead and hit execute, and you should see commands completed successfully in there. Anybody have an issue? Everybody's commands completed successfully? Okay. Now, let's put something in there. Now remember what I said, that SQL has 4 operations: creation, reading, updating, and deleting. CRUD, right? Said CRUD. What we just did was the C part. We created something. Okay. We're gonna do another C real quick. Now we need to put something into our table. That keyword is called insert. Okay. And let me show y'all a way to cheat. I will shortcut. Okay. Here's the easy way to do it. If you come over here in your tables, you right click and you say refresh, you should now see your vendor table. You see that? If you see the vendor table, right click on the vendor table and you get this little box that pops up. See all this right here? You see the one that says script table as. Okay. Now, if you see there, down here, there's a bunch of different selections that we can see. Yeah, we have a create, we have a drop to, we have a drop and create to. Let me explain what those four are real quick. So the create to gives you the option to take this table you just created and to put it into a file and give it to somebody else, right? Did you refresh your table? There you go. Okay. So basically what I did with your database thing, what I tried to do at least, was this part right here, this creation. Now it didn't work because your file structure is different. So we did it the other way. There's a drop and a drop and create to. The drop to, what drops are, that's the delete part of the CRUD. You can drop a table out of your database. Now, do that and other people are working on it and you don't tell them, you're gonna have a whole bunch of people showing up at your door or at your desk upset at you. So we don't do that kind of stuff, right? There's a drop and create to, which means you can drop the table. Let's say you have changes to the table that you need. You want to structure the way the table's, let's say I want the vendor name to be first and the vendor ID to be second. The drop and create to gives you the ability to drop that table and switch stuff around and then recreate the table at the same time. Now, anytime you drop a table, you're deleting the table. So anything inside of the table goes bye-bye. Okay? There's an insert to, a select to, an update, and a delete to. The select to basically is the read of our CRUD. Okay? Select is give me the information in the table that I asked for. Inserts are I'm putting something into the table. Update means I'm updating what's in the table. I'm changing something that's already existing. And of course, delete is pretty self-explanatory, right? So what we want to do this time around is we want to go ahead and do our insert to. And when you see insert to, you should have this little other box over here. You want to click where it says new query editor window, and it'll pop up a new window for you, and it'll look like this. Yeah, you'll see some squiggly lines down here. Now, the reason why you see this right here is because it is basically giving you your insert statement and telling you what column you're putting your stuff into and what type of data you're putting your stuff into, okay? So what we want to do is we want to put data into this table. Now, there's a couple of other things that we need to do to make it work with our check register application, like adding a primary key. We didn't do that, but we'll do that another time. So what you want to do is an insert to always should have this structure. Insert or put stuff into my table in these columns, and the information I want to put in there is going to be here. And here's how you do that. Okay, character data in SQL always starts with a beginning and an ending single quotation mark. Okay? Don't put double quotes in there, it won't like it. And since these two fields or these two columns are both character data, they're both going to look very similar to one another. Like this. So let's say I want to put an ID here. Type something like that. You type what you want to in there. Now the difference is for the first field, it has to be only 38 bytes long. If you go to 39, you're going to get an overflow error. And the second column, the vendor name, can be up to 200 bytes long. Okay? Once you get to that point, stop and let me know. And we'll go to the next step. Trying to get down like 4 or 5 minutes here. You there?
I'm gonna be excluded by. Oh, is that just your mouse that's right there?
Yes.
Oh, I thought you was like,
You put a pipe there or something?
yeah, never mind. Yeah, I thought you actually typed that.
That should have gave you a squiggly line though.
Yeah, it did.
It did? Really?
Well, I did I? No, I had an I do at the beginning.
You go to Chris.
Like
Okay. Yeah, no problem. So are we there?
Yeah.
Okay. You're ready to put stuff into your table. Go ahead and hit execute. And you should get commands completed successfully. Y'all get that?
I got one roll effective.
Yep.
Oh, never mind.
Yep.
Oh,
Say
yeah.
completion stuff.
Yep. You should have at least, it should say one row,
Yep.
right?
Very executed successfully.
Okay.
My line up here is squiggly.
It's squiggly. Let me see what you got. Let's see what you got here. So just like with Visual Studio, if you hover over it, it'll tell you what's up. Oh, get rid of that right there. There you go. Now go ahead and hit execute. Let's see. Oh, get rid of you again, extra. There you go. Okay. Now, what you might see is some squiggly lines, at least on the vendor. SQL Server Management Studio, for some odd reason, has this really nasty habit of saying that you don't have something in there or that you just put in there. It's really annoying. I wish they'd fix it, but they haven't. So just ignore that right now. If you got the one line inserted, you're good to go there. Now let's go. So we've done the create part. We've done the create part twice. Now we're going to do the R for CRUD read. To do that, delete this insert statement, because once you insert a table, if you try to run it again, you'll get an error. Now we're going to do a select. Now, again, you can come down to your table. You can cheat by going down to the select. I would recommend,
New query?
Yep, new query editor window, yep. Now I would suggest like, the one thing I like that Patrick did was he took out straight to Notepad. He didn't have it on the editor. So, but I would suggest what you do is you learn how to write queries from scratch. Don't rely on this. Okay? Because you can get stuck. Right? But this is a great way to learn the syntax of the query. So go ahead and click select two, and you'll notice that there's a select statement in here. Y'all see that?
Yep.
Okay.
Like, bro.
Now, just like with our previous query, this query says, give me the vendor ID and the name out of my vendor table. Now, if you hit execute there, tell me what you see. Again, yours won't look like mine, but
I see this as an ID.
did y'all get back what you typed in there? Okay.
Yeah, you got your Roscoe checking, but yeah.
Yep.
We got this, what we just had earlier.
Now, what you can do, let's say I only want the vendor name from this table. What you can do is just only get that column from your table. And it'll only give you back what you asked for. Okay. Now, we've only got a few more minutes here, so I won't go into conditionals on there. But what I would suggest that you do, and I'm going to put this in the capstone code black one here. Let's see. Okay. Let me give y'all a little bit of study work here. I'm putting this one in the employee pilot training and mentorship channel. What I want you to do is I want you to go over there. Don't drop anything. Don't drop a database. Don't do that. You have to recreate yourself. But what I want you to do is I want you to come over here, and there's some really great examples that you can actually do on this webpage here of how to get data. And so, like, for example, you see over here in this example that they've got a customers database, and they've got a category, they've got a customers table and a categories table. So I can come over here and I can say, give me from categories. And if I click run SQL, it'll give me all of the categories that they have in there. That's basically what we're going to teach you how to do. So what I want everybody to do is to come over to W3 Schools in your spare time and try to learn some of the SQL over here and learn some of the syntax, okay? And they try to teach you in the order that they think that you should learn it in. And we'll talk about it in the next class period. Now, I'll say this and then I'll turn it back over to Dave. One other thing that, because I know time has been, some of us have had issues with, not so much issues, challenges, I'll say challenges, with time management and coming up with time to do these things on. So what you can do, there is a tool, and I will give you a link to that tool called Super Productivity. I use this at work. When the guys at my job he taught me in getting this, and it's a lifesaver. If you don't think that you have enough time to learn something, or you think that you are going to run out of time on something, you can time box it for yourself. Give yourself only so much time to work on it, okay? But you want to do something every single day. So earlier, like I was talking with Patrick, and I'm trying to learn React, like he knows React in Node.js, right? Ooh, tell you. What I did was I gave myself, I'm watching a tutorial on YouTube. It's a 10-hour tutorial. And I only want to give myself an hour a day on the tutorial. So what I did was I came over to Super Productivity and I gave myself the 10-hour time frame that it's going to take me to learn it in. And as I complete an hour, what happens is I can see how much time I spent on it, work log. And so you can actually use this for other stuff. Y'all should see my This is not my work laptop. Y'all should use my work laptop.
You said this in Slack.
Yeah, exactly.
That's sweet.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that actually helped me out a lot.
Yep, and the guy his name's Jesse, real smart dude. He's the guy who told me about this super productivity, and we try to tell our team about it. Because I think it's just he and I that use this on the team, the devs. We've been talking like nonstop. Y'all should use this. Y'all should use this. Y'all should use this. And nobody listens to us. Well, what happened was we had an application at work that tracks our time, that we have to put our time into, right? So we all get paid, all that kind of stuff. Well, not paid some salary, but where we bill our clients from, right? So if I spend like 10 hours working on something that they pay for, you can see what they spent the 10 hours on. We had an update to that software for like a month and a half. So everybody had to manually track their time. People were struggling. So me and Jesse, when we got done and they told us to go ahead and put all our time in retroactively for like 2 months, I just went over this app. I went to every day that I had, like so. And I said, oh, Thursday, I spent this much time on this, and Friday, I spent this much time. It took me like an hour to do for like a month. It's still folks still working on it today. Wow. It's still folks working on it today. And the kicker is there's a deadline. We're supposed to have the time in by every Monday. Yeah, they're trying to get it extended out. But so I'll send you the link to this application in the Slack chat. And so if you're having an issue with time boxing time and learning coding and learning this stuff, what I would suggest that you do is get this application, because what it does is it will give you reminders to step away from your computer. It'll say, hey, you've been working for an hour, go take a break. And if you're like me, you know, one of my daughters is a big wrestling fan. I don't know why, but I have a picture of Stone Cold Steve Austin and little Sam. He says, all right, son, you need to get up, get your cold one. You've been working for an hour. So, you know, it just tells me to get up. Most of the time I say, shut up, Stone Cold, I just get back to work. But yeah, so that's free. Yeah, it's free. You don't have to pay anything for it. Huh?
The one I just went to.
Yeah, it's
the time box.
Yep, it's called Super Productivity. So I'll put that in the Slack chat, so it's out there. Okay. All right. Go ahead, sir.
Pretty much it, fellas. Keep plugging along. Keep plugging along. Patrick, thank you once again.
Yeah.
For sharing, most definitely.
You should have told nobody that you should have told me that you a React guy. I'm gonna hit you up.
And Alex, thank you for your patience. You know, to keep showing.
Yeah, no, man, thank you.
Thank you. Anytime.
Patrick, you're a good teacher.
Hmm?
You know, I said, he's a good teacher.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right. That means.
What's the word this week, man? What's the word?
Word. Word is the word.
I got a thing to go to tonight, a ball. You said you got what? I got a ball to go to tonight.
Oh, yeah, that's it?
No.
No, you gotta go ball with dancing?
No, I'm not. No, I'm a guest.
You just show up something. That's it. I do it.
That's it. A guest, and